guys know each other?
How do we know each other? Probably met at a party or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think we met in through music, and that's what we're here to talk about today, right?
Probably at a festival, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah, it's we definitely met through music or something related to music, but if anything, we met through a group of friends that went to a lot of raves together, and we called ourselves the Zipper Squad. So from there, we made a lot of friends, and I think Anthony was part of the Natasha group, right? No, you were part of Omid's group.
No, yeah, I was with like Natasha's group and like Megan and like the Bay Area crowd.
Yeah. So
met them at a club, and then they invited me to a party, and then just like I started hanging out with them more.
Yeah. Oh, so this is I'm definitely gonna have to cut out this part out, but like.
Okay, real quick. I'm gonna have to like leave and then jump back in because all of you guys are frozen.
Yeah.
This has happened many times before, so I'm just gonna hop on out and I'm gonna hop back in again. Okay. Just so you know.
We'll see you in a sec.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Laura, did you end up making a Spotify playlist?
No, so I was going to, and then I ended up finding one that I just got lost in. And like, okay, so dumb. So I found this like hits of like the 90s and early 2000s. And like I just like went down this like memory lane trip like pretty much all day, and like it's so funny, like there's so many songs that of course I like knew and recognized. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about whatever, but then there were some that I completely forgot about, or that I was like, I don't even know what song this is, and then when it played I was like, oh my god, and I still knew all the words. And like it's just one of those is so funny. Like I kept thinking of like having these like memories that I associated with different songs. And like somewhere along the way today, it occurred to me that I was like the most dramatic teenager because like half of the memories were just me being like emo and like sprawled out like a snow angel, like on the floor somewhere, like feeling my emotions. And then like I kept thinking like, oh, I was so like dramatic. And then at the same time, somewhere throughout today, I was like basically almost crying on some of these songs. Like, oh my God, am I still so dramatic? Like,
Yeah. Oh, so Anthony, the rules are we can only talk about music that affected our lives 2007 and below. Or wait, what year did you graduate high school?
Me? I graduated in 2008.
So for you, it would be 2008 and below. So anything within those cringeful years, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
Brooke, you're muted. What are you saying?
Look, you forgot to unmute yourself.
Sorry. So like 2001 to 2007.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
I've been cringy longer.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how do you guys feel about like some of the ones? Because there's some that like were definitely before our like generation and before our like those years that I still like listened to in those years.
I include those. Because it's those, like I have like Joni Mitchell or whatever. Like that absolutely counts, I feel.
Totally.
Yeah. As long as you listen to it in high school or junior high, or even in like middle school or elementary school counts. Like before you graduated high school, and that's just basically the only rules. Like I put Blondie on my list.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And like I don't know. I guess who wants to go first?
That's so much pressure.
Like, what are we even like talking about?
Yeah. Wait. Are we just like
what's the prompt?
The prompt is whatever song that comes to mind whenever you think of those years, those cringeful years, or just whatever songs that like shape the way or shape who you were or who you are now up to that point of 2007.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So I just made my playlist 6 hours ago, and
my playlist is seriously like 400 songs.
It is 400 songs. Actually, I will pull it up right now on my other screen.
Mine?
Yeah. I think I have it here, right? Brooke High School soundtrack.
High school soundtrack. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot Brooke posted hers, and I didn't like. I don't know if I've seen it yet. I need to like.
There's
check
so
this
many
out.
musicals. There are
Of course
so
there
many
are.
musicals.
So Anthony, I don't know if you know this, but like the three of us went to like junior high and high school together, and so
Yeah.
we've seen all the cringe phase.
We all went through the same cringe phases. Yes, I will. So Anthony, I'm gonna post Brooke's playlist in the chat if you want to peeps it.
Oh yeah, let's take a look.
Oh fuck.
See if I know that.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously I know I listened to some of these. Definitely the Def Cab. Also went through a huge Def Cab phase.
But it was Plans. It was that specific album that I just absolutely loved. What Sarah said? Oh,
Why Plans?
The only one I know. So
whoa,
far.
that made me really dizzy. What was the question?
So what about Plans that really stood out to you?
Well, I really like Transatlanticism as well. But Plans was the first album of theirs that I actually like had. Like the CD, and so like it just is a little bit more special to me because it was my first concert that I saw was Death Cab. Like real concert. That wasn't like one of the Christian bands from the 90s that played at my church. I'm not including that. Thank you. But I mean, they were great. I'm talking about Death Cab for Cutie, my first real concert. So yeah, Plans, just because it's like my first CD of theirs, but I really, really like Transatlanticism. But Plans I can kind of listen to and not skip any.
Yeah, and so CDs are for you young kids, physical
I used to burn them. for all my-
items filled with
I'm
music.
so good at making playlists. Ugh, I would make the best
I used to
mixes
do
for
it
people.
out there.
I miss that so much. It's like something I miss the most about my teen years is like both making and getting like mix CDs and like
Yeah.
and, like oh
I made a mix CD for my AP project, like for English, like the last day of school or whatever. I made a mix CD summarizing kind of like the vibes of the books that we had to read.
Ooh.
It was fucking ballin'. It was so good. Like Helter Skelter was the dwarf, and fucking National Anthem was by Radiohead was for Hamlet. It was fucking awesome. I loved every second of it.
that's cool. That's a cool
Yeah.
project.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it.
Did you still?
And it was
have
really
the CD?
fucking easy as hell.
Do you still have the
It was
CD?
easy as hell.
I still have CDs like on my cabinet.
I have a ton.
Yeah.
Do you guys still have CD players? Because like that's why I eventually got rid of my CDs. Is I no longer have any CD players, and my computers no longer come with the disc.
Mm-mm.
My PlayStation, I guess.
Yeah.
I made sure that the new laptop that I got for Christmas has a disc thing. So I think I might have like the last one in the world that actually says I want to watch my DVDs.
Totally.
But we're talking music, not DVDs.
But can't they do both? Because my old one could do both. Like
Yes.
that's how I would listen.
Yeah, they do
Mhm.
both. They do both.
I miss that.
Me too.
Do you guys remember, like, your friend was rich when he had a VHS DVD player, right?
Dude. For me, it was when my friends had TVs in their rooms.
Oh yeah, that's totally a whole other
I was
level.
like, you have a TV in your room?
But
like,
that's like
wow.
rich and like parents that allow shit.
Mhm.
That's true. That's true.
like-
That's true.
It's like double legit.
Yeah, I never understood that. Of course, now I'm an adult and I have my laptop in my room and I'm therefore always pretty much have a TV in my room. Growing up, it was like, and now I'm like, Brooke, what did you do? Like, what were you doing? Do it again. When you weren't just watching TV in your room, what were you doing? Try to get back into that, whatever it is. But
Fucking-
yeah, I would burn CDs. I literally just recently stopped because I could only make about 12 on a CD,
Yeah.
and it would stop. It was terrible. The sound would be awful. It would be like start to skip. It was awful.
Yeah.
But I loved it. It was one of my like favorite gifts to give
Mhm.
for like birthdays and stuff.
That was like the worst when they got scratched and they'd start to skip or something,
Yes.
especially if you had a favorite and then it was like, or like, I don't know about you guys, but like I would get used to a song, whether it was on an album or like a mix CD, and then I would get used to the pattern in my head of what song would come next. And then when I'd hear that
Yeah.
song like out of order, I'd be expecting the song that was like in the mix that I always heard and like very
Yeah.
disappointed when it wasn't that.
I remember when I got my first iPod Shuffle. It was that big.
Yeah.
And I follow every rule. I am a rule follower. I'm sorry. I wish it weren't that way. I am a rule follower, scaredy cat. But I would sneak that little fucking iPod Shuffle in wherever, pull the headphones up under my shirt and like hide my headphones in my ears, and I was just listening to music all day, and I felt like it was the fucking coolest thing.
And
Yeah.
Rebel,
I was
rebel.
listening to Death Cab for Cutie and Sufjan Stevens and Elliott Smith and Isley and musicals upon musicals upon musicals because I am a loser.
Dude, I remember having an iPod mini, right?
Yeah.
And it was in high school, and I would listen to it as well secretly with a hoodie on. And we were standing in the quad, and I was like shuffling the songs because like I knew how to maneuver around the iPod because I was so used to it.
Yeah.
And Brandon was like, "Eric, are you touching yourself underneath there?" Because like I was doing, because like basically my hands like looking like this, because you know how you had click, they had the
Yeah.
so
So like
before touchscreens, we had something called a click wheel.
Yeah.
A click wheel was a physical wheel where you would use it to maneuver what you're selecting, and it's not like how fancy these days we can just touch something on the screen. You have to use a physical button or input to select your songs.
Yeah, I remember.
Like
Actually, like move it.
this
Yeah,
oh, you still got it.
yeah,
clicky thingy. This is my iPod Classic that I still have, that I don't use every day, but if I were walking every day like I used to before the pandemic hit, I would be listening to it every day.
Mhm.
I
That's
don't go
pretty
home without it.
impressive.
I mean, leave home without it. And I love it. And when it dies one day, I will prostitute myself to find the money to get another one of these iPod Classics.
Mhm.
Thank
Mhm.
you very much for coming to my TED Talk.
That's very impressive. Honestly, it's so cool.
Yeah, that it's like
I love
lasted
it.
this long
And
is impressive.
It's so, I didn't know that they stopped being a thing. I'm still
Yeah.
kind of boggled about that, but I remember there were just a couple years of my 20s that just don't exist. And it was in that time that like internet on the phone and no more
Yeah.
DVDs really, and all of this technology enhanced. And so I still am carrying around this iPod, and people my age are like, oh my God, I haven't seen one of those in forever, let alone a child. They're like,
What's that?
that? I'm like, ugh. What do you mean, what's that? What are you? I don't know.
Well, the original iPod was huge, man. It was huge. It only had like 30 gigs, right? Or was it 15? The first one. And
I think 6, no, 8. I swear it was like 4 and 8, and then 8 and 16.
yeah.
Way back.
This is 160 gigabytes.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't
And
that
I have a
advanced.
lot of shit.
Yeah, the original one, like it was like it only had a little bit of memory in it, and it had a click wheel, and it had like the 4 circles on top for like play, pause, repeat, and shuffle, right? Because they had to fit in like another like
Yeah.
physical buttons on top.
Yeah, I never got one. I got into like Microsoft. I had a Zune. I was like, it was cool. 'Cause,
Oh,
yeah, and you could actually use it like a USB. So I stored like everything on there.
Mhm.
And then like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, I think when I was like 17, my car got broken into, and then someone took that, and then they took like half my sound system, which like was bumping. I had like 1500 watts.
Damn.
That's so dirty. That's totally something that would have happened where we grew up. Like for sure,
Yeah.
everyone was always getting their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have to like remove the faceplate or
Yeah.
whatever.
They try to like crowbar it, but like it didn't come off. They didn't know how to take it off, so they're stupid. And they like cut the wires like hella ugly. I'm like, come on, amateurs.
Damn.
Let me show you how it's done.
It was bumping.
And so
Like
what?
$1,000 into the sound system.
So like, what were you bumping on 1500 watts?
A lot of Rick Ross, a lot of G Unit at the time, some R&B. Like I used to like love T-Pain, but then I had like a Zoomies phase where I actually worked there, and then I played the guitar for like a year and a half. So I listened to like the Scorpion, Metallica, System of a Down, like 182, Good Charlotte, yeah, Sum 41. I was pretty pop punk back then.
Pop punk, yeah, that's actually also on my list.